Welcome to Shyzabox. Here's your host. Oh yeah, hey everybody. Welcome to Shyzabox. Welcome one, welcome all. We've got a fantastic show for you today. No way. Hold on, we're guessing it's the booth calling us. What do you want? We started the show. Shut up. We've got a show for you today. Always semantics about what we say and how we say it. You shouldn't say anything. Fucking go home. Turn this shit off. Fair enough. Anyhow, we've got a show for you today. It's free. You're welcome. And, of course, we are talking about the merging and the unmerging and the remerging again, sometimes, way, shape, or form, of games becoming visual movies and TV shows. That's right. And you might be saying to yourself, why are you talking about this? That has nothing to do with Xbox. Aren't you supposed to be all things Xbox? That's right. Us here at Shyzabox are all things Xbox. And because everything's an Xbox, movies are Xbox. So, today we are talking about movies, TV shows, the games that, are adapted into these things, and are they good or worth it? You could spend all day, combing through a bunch of different titles and releases and studio companies that have put stuff out, all right, from Paramount to other ones. Warner Brothers is probably one. Warner Brothers Paramount, okay. It's probably another one right there. HBO. Okay, granted, all right, all these are probably owned by roughly the same entities or something. BlackRock and Vanguard, right? But the point is that there are a lot of crossover properties, and you could spend all day going through different studios, entities, peripheral devices, and whatnot. Us here, of course, are all things Xbox, so we want to focus on most of their studios, but we don't know which ones they are, and we're not going to go look, because that sounds like work. And obviously, we're just contractually obligated to, make these. We aren't necessarily required to do good on them. So, that's without different argument and such. But we took the liberty. We'll go back behind the curtain where the sausage is made. Not something we like to do often, but on occasion we have to do. And we picked out a couple titles already to save us the trouble of having to go through and be like, oh, well, this is on, a release that came out, and it's a game, so let's talk about that one. It's better than the ones that you picked. We don't have time for everyone else to pick stuff that we talk about. Unless you pay us and we'll talk about whatever you want. You can pick an episode. We will guarantee at least 10 minutes of shitty content. 10 minutes of quality content. 10 minutes of quality shitty content. Fair enough. All right. You pick whatever the hell we talk about. But we took the liberty. We got a couple titles. Let's just get the show moving, okay? And let's get these, under our belt. So without further ado, get a little power up from best superhero ever, Spider-Man. Let's go back behind the curtain where the sausage is made. For old time's sake. Again, not something we like to do often, but on occasion we do have to do. So, yes. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, yeah, no. Well, a little more. Oh, a little to the left. Oh, Joey, you sick bastard. Be careful if you go back behind the curtain and Joey's ever there. You want to avoid that. Whatever, that's good enough. Fuck it. Alright, so there have been a variety of, movies and TV shows and everything like that just scratch the itch, man. And you can go far back into where the merger happened. Was it games that became movies first or movies that became games second? Probably the other way around. And when you think about it, it doesn't make sense to even try and understand those last couple statements. But when you think about things like Judge Dredd RoboCop. These were games that were also movies, comic books, TV shows, whatever, all right? And there was crossover. And then you're saying, whoa, when are you bringing comic books into it now all of a sudden? When we were just talking about strictly games and movies and such, okay? And that's where you got to start thinking that it was in these comic books that they advertised some of these games and these crossovers from movies. Right? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This shit sucks. I'm watching something else. Fair enough. Remember, we don't need your subscription. We just want your money. So fucking downvote the shit and pay us. And, yeah, fuck off. Anyhow, for the rest of you that have to watch these, hi, Mom. Let's go with it. So, Judge Dredd, RoboCop, okay, crossovers, okay? TV shows from The Simpsons, they became video games back in the early Game Boy days. We remember Bart's Treehouse Adventure or whatever it was, or Camp Krusty, and hell, Krusty had a video game that came out, and he was a spin-off within the, Simpsons universe. Huge part of it, but whatever. Itchy and Scratchy's Playhouse, some phenomenal stuff. Where did it start? I don't know, you could probably go back and historically look at it and, pinpoint dates in which, entity was first to do it, this, that, the other. I don't know. What was the crossover on Pac-Man? Was that ever a TV show? No. Or maybe it was a fucking cartoon, that 3D one. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But you have this extra tie-in, man, where if you are inherently a huge, massive fan of a franchise and a universe, and you want to have every single thing you can have to do with it, well, then you dive right in. You want every aspect of that media that you can get. And back in the day, before the enter of the nets, where you can type in, please stop recommending me these fucking Shyzabox videos, right? Before you could do that to find the shit you wanted to, or to avoid the shit you didn't want, you had to grasp for anything. So you see a little article in a magazine, or, your buddy picked up a comic book and there's a little commercial ad in it and stuff, or you get your Boys Life subscription and it's one of the ads that made it past the firewall of Scoutmaster Ted. Anyhow, he went by Joey. We think his name was Joey. Sick. Hey, we're getting off the point. You see these little commercial ads and stuff, and you jump into it and stuff, and you're like, oh shit! Bart Simpson has a video game out. Oh, we wanted those Simpson video games so bad. We loved us some Simpsons, right? And when we finally got to play them, it's like, these games aren't really that great. But they were great enough because it gave you more of what you craved, more of what you wanted. Before the DVR days, before the, days of being able to I want to check out, One Piece. So I'm going to put on, the net of the flicks and, it'll play it for me. This stuff didn't exist. Well, shut the fuck up, boomer. This shit's all old people shit. Fair enough. It's padding and filler for the episode. Gets us to that 10. You shouldn't get to none of it. Fair enough. The point is that the games might not have been that great, but it was more of it, okay? And you grasped for every single aspect of it that you could get, okay? Now you can type in something and watch it. Easy enough. Okay? Watching it isn't playing it. But there are movies and such, all right, that have come out that have done some good justice to franchises. And then there are movies that come out and just take something and make it kind of crappy, all right? Or they take something strictly as the cash grab, hey, there's a billion-dollar industry with video of the games and such, so let's get us some of that. So you have studios go hey, Gearbox, sell us fucking Borderlands and we'll make a fucking shitty-ass movie for you. You're like, here's how that call went. So Gearbox, they're in their studio, and you got fucking movie makers and shit. They're like, let's get fucking paid. What's a fucking franchise that we can, just fucking do whatever the fuck we want with, because fuck it. Well, Borderlands, that sounds great. Good job, Ted. We're going to give you a fucking 6-figure raise this year. All right, we'll call Gearbox. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Come on, Borderlands, pick up. This is the movie studio, and fucking Gearbox or whoever the fuck owns Borderlands and shit is there, and they're like, hey, guys, what can we, release for another game now that's technically the same game that we'll just fucking put out and copy pasta everything? Let's call it Borderlands 18, the fucking Tiny Tina sequel prequel. Terrific. Yeah, man, we getting paid, motherfuckers. And it's like, oh, someone's calling us. Hello, Borderland offices. Hey, it's a movie studio. We're going to make a shitty fucking movie out of your IP. Here's some money. All right, fuck it. Yeah, sounds good, man. Fuck that shit up. Be sure to, it's a rated M title. Make that shit PG-13 because, fuck all of our artistic integrity. Yeah, we're going to make it PG-13 anyway so that, a bunch of bitches can watch it. And scene. Okay, now, that's probably not a real phone call. A lot of conjecture on our part, okay? Probably never happened, all right? But the point is that they made a shitty Borderlands movie. So, there you go. You have some titles, right, though, that become complete copied iterations of themselves. And you might be saying to yourself, Shyzabox, you need to talk more about Xbox this episode. And anyhow, there are games that have been out, like motherfucking Last of Us, right? Which you can play on PS5 with that motherfucking haptic feedback, right? When you get that PS5 controller and shit, and you got the haptic feedback, you're fucking in the game. Dodge zombies, throw fire, Molotov, damn, right? You're having a time with it. HBO goes and just fucking television shows this entire thing to the point where, of course, every time The Last of Us comes out, you got to buy a copy. Okay, it's like Catcher in the Rye. Okay, you Holden Caulfield that motherfucker. You need to be Joel or Joe or I don't know. He gets his fucking we can't even remember his name now. Part 2 fucked it up. We never played Part 2. Fuck that game. This one should have never had a sequel. When HBO ports it over and does the show, it's such a copy replica, not to a fault, but to a degree where it's like, man, we've seen this storyline so many times. We've gone through it. Of course, every time it's re-released and remastered, we do our obligatory purchase of the copy and play it again and such, because you have to. But HBO copied it to such a degree that it's like, man, really don't want to sit through that again, so I'm not going to watch that show. And we didn't. We started it, and it was such a exact mirror representation, and it might not be through the entire thing, but we had so much of the franchise. You never have enough of that franchise. That's right. Fair enough. We had enough of the franchise to where we didn't want to partake in any other aspect of it. So we didn't. We didn't even finish the series, man. Watched an episode or so, and, it was such a close representation that it just had nothing to offer us. Yes, a visual, but we had the visual. We played the visual. We were the visual. Motherfucking haptic feedback. All right. But you have some franchises all right, that end up coming out and kind of surprising you to a aspect of, man, it's a good representation of what the series offers. It's a nice intellectual property crossover. It fits the bill without sacrificing the artistic integrity of the intellectual property to the degree of being able to tell a story in the universe and have it not be either toned way up to try and appeal or held way the fuck back to definitely appeal, okay, to a certain range or group or audience, all right? Such as the case with the fucking, where is it? Borderlands, okay? The Borderlands movie, PG-13 movie, rated M adult title, okay? It's hard to make that work if you sacrifice the intellectual property, and that's what they did. And for us, it didn't work. But you have crossovers, all right, that we don't feel are necessarily good movies, but they have a entire story. They fit the universe nicely. There's an equal medium of what it promises and what it delivers. And dare we find ourselves entertained from start to finish, and being able to watch and sit through something nowadays is worth a lot more than not being able to sit and watch any of it and shit like that. Just like with the fucking Last of Us show, right? We wanted nothing to fucking do with it. We've already seen it. But you got franchises like Uncharted. The Uncharted movie, wow, might not be phenomenal. Happenstance, dialogue, some of the action over the top. It equates across the board for what the franchise is. It's a PG-13 game. It's a PG-13 movie. It has some over-the-top action in the game. There's the over-top action in the movie. There's happenstance in the game. There's happenstance in the movie. It works. There's a huge difference between the Borderlands movie, which you might say has a better production or this, that, the other. All right? Well, it depends on who argues. Fuck that movie. Fuck that game. Fuck that franchise. Fuck you, Gearbox. Oh, you pissed them off now. They're never going to sponsor your show. Whatever, we'll sell out. No, we fucking love you, Gearbox. You pay us money, we'll fucking do whatever you want us to do. You know, pretty much. Yeah, we love you, Gearbox. Fucking, yeah. Oh, man, best game ever. Look, we'll flip on a dime. You think we won't sell out? We'll sell out in a heartbeat. Money? Absolutely! You got titles, man, that sacrifice themselves to put something out for your viewing pleasure or displeasure. And you got titles that do it properly. Why are you holding up Lost Legacy? I don't know, it's what we had. Hold up the Nathan Drake collection. No! We don't know where it is. Somewhere. Doesn't matter. Uncharted, you know, we can watch it. Might not be the best movie, but we can watch it and have some respect for it and let it have some integrity. We got no respect for this and this shit. Fair enough. But we will end with saying one more little ditty. Better not be P. Diddy. Hey! It's not. Okay? You got titles still to come out. You got Minecraft movie, okay, just around the corner. Might even be out by the time you see this. Maybe you've already seen it. Maybe it's like, holy shit. That was either the best and or worst fucking representation of it that you could possibly have yet. Okay? And it might very well be. But it's definitely one that we know that we'll probably check out. Even with it looking a little rough around the edges here or there. Okay? Because the same thing that we did with this, the same thing that we did with this, the same thing that we did with this. Thank you, free trial to Stars. Borderlands is on Stars. If you get a free trial, you can watch that shit on the free and not have to spend a fucking dime on it. Just kidding, Stars. We might even keep our subscription. Hey, Mom, cancel fucking that Stars subscription before we get charged. Okay, the same thing we did with all these titles. We checked them out first. Okay? We obviously played the games because we have them. That means you've fucking played them. You know how the internet works. You didn't beat them all. You're right. We did that one. Fuck Borderlands. We like Uncharted 1 through 4. You can't beat Minecraft. It's impossible. You die on day 7 every time the zombie skeletons archer you. The point is that you check them out, and whether you're a young little boomer way back in the day, flipping through comic of the book magazines and Boys of the Life, having fond memories of getting the hell away from Scoutmaster Joey. Sick. The point is that however you choose to get your media and your fix of the intellectual property that you love, we mentioned looking One Piece earlier or something like that. Look at the games around that. The movies around that. The TV shows around that. Media has gotten to the point now where it's far greater than just a game, just a movie, just a TV show. It's all gotten to the point now where it's an intellectual property. So when an intellectual property does stuff correctly and is consistent with what it says that it offers, then you're going to get a good flavor in your mouth every time you have something to do with it. If an intellectual property is promising, okay, you're going to check out the other mediums when it comes out. You might still build some worlds here and there. You might put it on occasion and be like, hey, let me just punch the tree, get the wood. Right? South Park taught us that. Mining of the Crafting. We'll see what that movie's like. We'll check it out. Hell, we hope it's good. No one wants to see a shit movie. No one wants to see a shit show either. End this shit. Fair enough. Looks like you're leaving footprints on our grass. Get off our lawn. Remember, you don't gotta subscribe. Downvote this shit and just give us money.